Hi guys. So, while I was working these last couple of weeks, I wasn't working at I wasn't working where I normally work. I worked somewhere else within the company. Weird things would happen. I would meet new people and I wouldn't, instantly be repulsed isn't the right word, but I don't know, I didn't feel as I normally would, which would, make me want to leave their presence as opposed to stick around and talk to them. I would talk to them and they'd talk to me. It was like being an actual, human being, So I would develop these friendships and I would think, wow, these people are really cool. I wish I had these kind of people in my life, and then I didn't. And anyway, it didn't really start to affect me until about a weekend when I began to notice these people for real, and I had been there long enough to remember their names and remember their faces and remember something about them, whatever it may be. So I got used to working there, I got used to what we were doing, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And one day, out of nowhere, this guy, he comes up to me. We're outside, by the way. We're outside, and he asks me, what can you tell me objectively about Jesus? Well, I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what to say here, because these kinds of things require intelligence and thoughtful consideration, and that's the kind of question you ask somebody when you're talking to them for 3 hours. They will have a chance to think about what their answer should be, what they want their answer to be, as opposed to just something random, comes off the top of their heads. We talked for less than 5 minutes. I mean, no longer than I've already been recording, and I say, man, you got the wrong guy. I don't know how to answer your question. I mean, I would like to think of myself as, somebody who knows something about God and could answer questions like that off the cuff, but I can't. I don't do that. That's not me. I think about the things that I say, as opposed to these things that I record. I don't think about them. I just do them. I guess this is truly the beginning of YouTube. At any rate, he left because he had a kid in tow and he had to go do things, and I had to go do things, and just about the time when I decide that I'm ready to answer his question, it's been about 2.5 minutes. I get away and boom, the answer pops into my head. Magic, if you want to call it, I don't know. But whatever it was, I think it was God, personally, I run across this answer. Hope. Christ gives us hope. And I wrote all of this down so that, I'm not going to forget. I wrote down a hope for life, a continued life, a reason for living in some instances, validation and acceptance when people feel like they have none. It gives us a sense of belonging, something to belong to, something to work for, something to, I guess it would be something that makes us unique, or something that makes us, us. It becomes part of your identity. It becomes a part of what you think you are and how you behave, because some people need that. I mean, there are people who, the people who commit suicide, sometimes they feel like they don't have a place to belong. They don't have anyone who loves them for who they are and how they grew up. So they've first turned to drugs or first turned to other things that will make them feel better temporarily, when in reality it just makes them worse. Then others will turn to things like, pornography, or just temptations of the flesh, my friend would call it, and it doesn't make them as happy as they thought they wanted to be. And eventually it lets them down and they feel like they have nothing left to live for. But with Christ, you get that spiritual high, I suppose is a good word for it. Hey, maybe that's what they call him, the Most High God. But you get that feeling of acceptance and belonging and love that you didn't get from the people you were supposed to get it from, like your mother or your father or your grandmother. I hate it when I lose my train of thought. Stupid train of thought. And then when there it is. And then when they figure out that they have no hope, they just kill themselves. It's really sad. And now I realize I'm taking a very apathetic and passive tone and feeling to this because, I mean, this is a serious thing. I mean, people kill themselves. They end their lives, and that's not a thing to be taken lightly. But I digress. Christ can give them that hope, that sense that I actually am worth something. And that's why he came to die. That's why, all of these things had to come to pass. Not to mention just fulfilling biblical prophecy and blah, blah, blah. You know how all that works. And if you don't, find a pastor. I'm certain they'll be happy to help you out. So this is my 6th video. And I really, really hope that you guys don't hold it against me that I have been gone for so long. I've just been exceptionally busy with work, and you know what? That's a bunch of bullcrap. Because let's face it, I can be lazy. I'm really lazy sometimes. That's why these videos aren't being made with a proper video editing system and my HD webcam from my Mac. If I wasn't lazy, I would work a few extra hours and get a proper video camera and start doing this elsewhere, and I could be a little more high energy and do fun things that I want to do. And holy crap, I've been recording for 8.5 minutes. Anyway, so you guys should go ahead and kick me for that. I won't blame you. I won't blame you for all the hate comments that should pop up right down here or right down there, depending on, however you watch this video, because I know half of you are watching it on your phones right now. Otherwise, I would be doing this, for nothing. So I would like to do something that someone suggested that I do, and that was to share a childhood anecdote, something that was, cute or funny or stupid, just for kicks, When I was young, I was a very awkward kid. Now, this is when I'm, past the age of 4. I didn't understand what social convention was. I didn't care. I was just doing my own thing. I didn't really notice. But when I was younger still, when I was like 2 and 3, I was a comedian. I was the funniest damn thing my mother had ever seen. Once, I had really tiny fingers back then. As you can see, they are not tiny anymore. I had really tiny fingers back then. I put bugles on my fingers, all 10 of them. I found, 10 good ones, and I just put them on my fingers. And my mother's friend, who was living with us at the time, had these house slippers that were essentially Big Bird's feet. But to me, they were shoes with claws. What I really liked that at the time. I was 3, and Beauty and the Beast had just come out. So I donned the claws and the funny little shoes, and if I could find a picture of them, I'd show you. But just think Big Bird's feet with little talons. And I would walk around the house, and my mother just thought I was the funniest damn thing she'd ever seen. I have a friend who's on my subscriber list. His name's Big Jim 342. You guys should look him up. And he doesn't have any videos, but I know he's got a blog out, and he puts his writings and poetry on there. And he's kind of dark, but he's definitely well worth the read. Also, in the little thing down there or over there, whatever whatever it is my Facebook and my Twitter. I'm not certain if I should go ahead and get a public figure Facebook yet. Please tell me what you think, yay or nay. Right down there, right over there, or, wherever. And I'm sorry I'm recording all of this in a undesirable location, but it's nighttime here and I really ought to be getting to bed. And yes, I'm not wearing a watch. I just did that for effect. Also, I'm going to be, I'm trying to be Captain America for this year's Halloween. Videos and or photos to come if I do manage to get it together. If nothing else, I'm just going to wear a blue pantsuit with red stripes on it and a shield and a face mask, and we'll call it good. Because let's face it, I'm a college student. I'm broke. I don't have money. But if you guys want to send me money, I'd be happy. Take donations. Facebook link right down there. You guys should seriously Facebook me, because I have no friends and I want friends. I need people. Keep looking out.